where I want to start is just an overview of the reservations process. Most members are familiar with this since the system has been used since last April, but with the advent now of reservations only, a number of new users are now learning the system, because prior to that they would either do the challenge courts or just show up at the courts, an option that is no longer available for at least the foreseeable future. So how this works in an overview of the reservation process is the request for reservations are entered by members at any time during the week. This is the first step toward getting an actual reservation itself. And what this does is it puts you into a lottery-like system when the reservations are ready to go. But more importantly, what it did was a dramatic change from the ones that favor the system previously on the phone that favored people that would call in at 8 o'clock or at noon, and it was first come, first serve. That resulted in a number of members not being able to get reservations, particularly on the indoor courts. So with this system, everybody puts in their requests, and there is no bias in terms of whether you put your request in on Wednesday or you put your request in on Friday. All the requests are accumulated up until Tuesday night, when the reservations are assigned, and then the new request template goes out to the members. Okay, so how the schedule works, just to give you a little overview before we go into any depth next Friday, 2 days from now. The first step in that is it assigns a score to the members. It's not actually a score to the member as much as it is a score to that reservation. And the scores are based on the number of reservations in the past, and in the current cycle, the number of requests that are made, then break the members up into 4 groups. And the ones with the highest score are the ones that have had the least amount of reservations in the past. And they are the ones then that get the first pass at the new reservations. That also means that their score will probably be lower on the following week when they've had reservations in the prior cycle, which also means the least number of prior reservations or current reservations get favorable treatment. The reservations are run on Tuesday night. You will get one more notification, but after that, you will not get any more emails relating to reservations or requests. And once the reservations have been posted, then open courts display on the web, or you can look for them on your mobile device. And at that point in time, they're available on a first come, first serve. Okay, as I mentioned, you have both the mobile phone and the browser. The difference between the two in terms of how it works is that a browser has a lot more real estate. So you can actually do grids like you see here on the right. Whereas the mobile device requires you to actually make a selection of criteria, and then it does, in this case, a submit. And on other applications, it does a search. So first is how do you submit requests on a browser? Okay, so anytime between Wednesday and Tuesday afternoon, you can enter the URL, and what it will bring up then is a link, and whatever happen to be the venues that are active, they display in blue. And when you click on the blue link, it will take you to this particular screen. It actually takes you to the screen you see on the right. If you leave your browser for 5 minutes, it logs you out, so you need to log back in. In this particular case, we'll say we selected the outdoor venue, and it brings up on the web this grid. Okay, it's pretty easy once you're on this particular screen. You just go through and click on the times and days that you're interested in getting a court. You do not have to specify a court you want, like court 1, 2, 3, or 4. The system automatically assigns those based on the venue. Once you have entered in your particular selections that you're interested in, you just click on Request for Reservation, and it then will send you a message saying that it's successful. Okay, so I'm going to move on now to the mobile device. So you log in by the link there, Find Account, and then you enter in your email address or your telephone number, and it will then find you and validate that you're existing. And once it has done that, it will then take you to a function where it lands called Club Messages. And Club Messages are simply a quick little reminder from the club about any particular events taking place. In this case, this particular event was posted to let you know that it was available. So if you look at the screen here, on the upper right corner, you see a plus sign. The plus sign is what you click on when you go to requests to bring you up to the submit requests. Okay. The next thing you do on your app is you choose a venue, which in this case you're going to choose outdoors. Then you can select the date that you're interested in. In this case, we'll say Wednesday, May 20th. And you're going to select the time that you're interested in playing, which is, we'll say 4:30. These are all pull-down menus that you have. And you saw the little switch for any morning is also set, or it would be any afternoon if you picked the time that was in the afternoon. And when you're done, you just click on Submit. And once you submit, it will then display also for you all the requests that you have actually made. And you can have up to 4 of them in a week at Mount Tam. You can also cancel these, or you can edit it and just change the date and time through the edit function. The result of all of this is that by the end of Tuesday, when the schedule is run, the schedule is created, which you see a grid there, or you can see it also on your iPhone. So that's essentially it for doing requests. All we ask is remember the rules on social distancing and shared equipment. And they're all posted. The shared equipment, by the way, also arguably applies to tennis balls. So they recommend that everybody bring your own set of tennis balls. Don't touch your opponent's balls. Bring your own chairs and your own water. And remember, it's reservations only. I appreciate all of you guys attending and watching the video. I hope you find it helpful. If you have any questions, please feel free to send me an email at brianb229@gmail.com. And also check out the other videos on scheduling as well as on club events. Thank you again. Bye-bye.